Welcome to our snub Let's Play Farming Simulator 2013 on the Bayern Farm. Alright, we got a couple things going on today. First thing I got going on is we're going to sell some barley. Now, let me tell you a little story. Get away from the truck for a second. So, I actually recorded this episode before. And I'm re-recording it now because the last episode was not cool. Not as good as I would have liked it to have been. I don't normally do that, but that was a lot of me fumbling about trying to find the station. So what happened was, I fast-forwarded time until the Great Demand came on, and then I spent the rest of the episode trying to find the right place to sell the barley. After all that, I actually went and looked around for it, couldn't find where the station is actually located. It says there's a station here, but I have no idea where the station is. So, I'm just going to sell it where I am right now, because I have no idea. So like, the only other possible spot the station could be, is, this is the Bawa right here. The garden center is that over there. Penzing is the base. What else do we have here? The Schofeld is that. The Gasstat is in town. I saw that one. The Handler is just south of our base. And then the station, no idea. I have no idea where it is. So anyways, I spent a good chunk of the episode looking for the station. Couldn't find it. So like I said, it was a lot of me fumbling around. So I was like, you know what, whatever. I'm just going to re-record the episode and actually be productive, because I was not productive at all in that episode. It was like a good half an hour of nothing happening because not being able to find the place. If you know where the station is, by all means let me know. Otherwise, I just sold our barley. But there is wheat coming up, so if someone knows where the station is, let me know. I thought it might have been the train station. It's not. So, anyways, that's my story. Yeah, and at the end of the episode, it's so depressing. I listened to it again. I was like, oh, that's kind of depressing. I'm just gonna, yeah, let's go ahead and delete that. So I did, and now I'm re-recording it, which I don't mind. This episode's already been more productive than the last episode. It was crazy. One of those situations where it's kind of like, yeah, not so sure. So, whatever. Anyways, so we do have a couple things going on, and so now that we've sold our barley, I figured we have a little bit of silage. Let's go ahead and sell some silage, because it's gonna take a long time to get to another 200,000 if we don't. That's the deal, basically. We could do it without. I'm not saying we can't, but it's just gonna take a long time. So in order to expedite things, fancy word for today, in order to expedite certain things, we're gonna go ahead and sell some silage, because we do have a little bit of leftover. We have about 80,000 liters, I think it said, so we're gonna use some of it. Might as well, otherwise it's just sitting there and it's not difficult to make more. So we're gonna go ahead and use that, and then we should get roughly about 20,000 each. So if we have about 80,000 liters, that's about 50,000 we'll get from that. Well, not 50,000. Not even close. Maybe 35,000. There we go. That's a bit more accurate. Jeez. I also mentioned in the last episode, though you'll never will see it because it was bad. I discovered that the other pig place, the other pig swine mast, you actually can't. I couldn't find anywhere to give it silage or mixed rations for whatever reason. I found where you give them straw and water, but that's it. I don't know why that's the case, but that is what I discovered. So while we are doubling down on pigs, we aren't doubling down as much as we could. And that's just due to the fact that I have no idea why I can't give the pigs more well, I can't give them more stuff, basically. So, and that's at the other pig facility, not this one. This one I seem to have gotten everything now, but the other one, yeah, not so much. Alright, let him do that. Stop the last point, like so. And what else we're going to do is, we have these 2 fields. They are ready to go. They've been seeded, fertilized, and we just need to accelerate time a little bit so we can actually harvest them as well. Now, I was thinking about this, and I was trying to figure out what could be done. No, that's not what I mean. I mean more like, what else could we do, I guess, is what it would be a better question. Now, I mentioned I was thinking about getting another tractor. Now, we do have the money to get another big tractor, but I don't know. I want to get the field first. So because of that, I'm kind of being a little stingy with my money and not buying anything new. There are a couple options available to us. There's the road track. There's the Steiger triples, the Steiger 500 as well. These should all pull our case thing, but they are a little overkill, but they're not really that much more expensive given the situation. Now there are these ones too, which are a little expensive. Difty wanted me to get a Fent, and I think we're going to do that. Although I do have this. This is one from American Eagle Modding, as I mentioned, and it's a nice looking tractor. It does have 325 horsepower, and it's only for 19 grand. It's a homemade one, so it's not super fancy or anything, but it is something to consider as well. Otherwise, we're probably going to go for this Fent right here, which is a 400 just about a 400 horsepower tractor. So, or this one, which is 240 horsepower, but this one people don't like because it's so cheap. That kind of horsepower for that price is a little. I actually did look a while back, and you could find them for that price, but it probably would be a little abused at that rate. So, all right, and there was one other thing I was thinking about. Where was it? The other thing that someone was suggesting was I get this New Holland right here. I think it was Daniel Tazar, I want to say it was. He was saying you should get this. We may get that. We'll see. We shall see. Yeah, I think that was all in terms of those things. I was thinking about getting another truck as well, potentially. Maybe not another Kenworth, but something else. Although I do like the Kenworth. Maybe something like the Cross, maybe. I can't put too much behind that one though. That's the unfortunate part. So, oh, perfect timing. Look at this. All right, so let's just do a little bit of a Yui because we're not going to can't really pick up anything with this, so we're just going to drop it off. And what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to sell this. I don't know if the price actually changes or not. Be interesting to see if it actually did change. And what I mean by that is change in the sense of drop down, basically, because it doesn't say silage anywhere here. It says pigs, slurry, hay, grass, manure, but it doesn't say anything about silage. I'm assuming it's straight up every single time. 14,000. That's how much we got from our barley. Alright, let's see where this puts us at. Not too bad. Started off with 303,000, I think it was. So, it's not too bad at all. And that'll process while we're doing that. And what we're going to do is, I know this BGA is, or the mixing station is full, so we're going to go ahead and unload that at the same time. So what we'll do is this, and I'll wait till it's full, and I'll set it on its way, and then we'll go from there. Because what we can do is, well, what we need to do is give our pigs some more mixed rations, because they are running a wee bit low. So we'll have to do that momentarily. This shouldn't take too long to fill, and once it's full, we'll go from there. Yeah, so I don't know, I recorded the last episode, and I listened to it, and I was like, that was not as good as I would have liked it to have been, so... Like I said, I re-recorded it. C'est la vie. Yeah, so we're getting closer to our field here. We're at 100 or 320,000. So there we go. So we're at 320,000. So another load of silage should put us up in the 330, 340 range, which means we only need to have to go for another 160,000 or so, which isn't too bad. There's no great demands for pigs coming up. Pigs is where we really make our money, it seems like, which is kind of strange to say that, but it seems like we do on this map. Barley, wheat, station again. I have no idea where the station is, so if I knew where the station was, I would probably go and take stuff there, but alas, I spent a good half an hour looking for that, and I could not find it for the life of me, so makes me a bit sad, but whatever. Alright, so this guy is getting primed. Let's just turn him on first. There we go. Let's lower the steering wheel there. Perfect. And let's raise the weight in the front. So he's ready to go. Let's get our combine ready to go as well. And of course, I mean, get ready to go for that field. Although it's not, hasn't grown yet, but I can easily make it grow. Make the field grow, so I'm not honestly that worried about it. There's 100% manure there again. Whatever. We could sell the manure, but honestly, it's not worth it. It's more of a hassle than anything else. What did I put in here? Which one is which? Oh, okay, it's wheat here. Alright, so let's just line this guy up right here. Put him into work mode, like so. And he is almost back. Perfect. So I'm just going to take over control again. And what we're going to do is we're going to sell one more load of silage, and then we're going to fast forward time a little bit. Let's take a little shortcut here. Drop on the grass a little bit. Alright. Let's see. Oh no, we needed to give our pigs this. That's right. I don't know if they'll accept 47,000 liters though. I don't think they will, but let's find out. It'll probably be close to it, I imagine. Like, maybe, watch it be like, no, not all of it as usual. A good chunk, but not all of it. Alright, let's just see. Not too bad. So they're probably going to cap out. Yeah, there they go. And we might as well top off our cows while we're at it. Although I think they have more. They're not going through it nearly as fast, but... Alright, let's just do this. Like so. Hello, cows. It's crazy. I was looking at Twitter earlier on today, and somebody I follow on Twitter was doing a... I don't know what you call it. A farm tour, I think that's what they call it. Where you basically go around and look up people's farms and see what they have. So I was looking at some of the tweets that she was sending out about people's farms, and there was some pretty cool looking stuff. And the farm she was at was a dairy farm, and it was a robotic farm, so it's kind of cool to see some of the pictures from that. Just to see what people's farms look like. But the farm she was tweeting about was crazy clean, which is good, because it's good to have happy animals via clean barn. Alright, so let's get another load of silage. Do another little turn here. A little do-si-do, so to speak. Alright, I don't know. This should probably empty out the rest of this silage here. Yes, this definitely will. So we'll need to do another set of another bit of silage, because I don't think we will have enough. So our cows nearly... No, our cows seem to be okay for the time being. It seems like they go through water and total mixed rations the fastest, which really shouldn't be that surprised about, but they do. So, alright, let's do this. Perfect. So let's set him so he stops at the last point, the next trigger. Good. So we're gonna wait for that guy to let's get to the end point, and then we're going to sell that silage. And that should give us another about 20,000 or so. So like I said, it give us around 340, 350-ish range. And then we're at the last leg, so last 150,000 for our fields, or for this field right here, which will be good because then we'll be able to have a good rotation going on between these three fields. So we could do corn, wheat, canola, and then corn, canola, wheat, something like that. I don't know. Honestly, if I were to actually plan it out, I would actually have to write it on paper and figure it out properly, because that's what would make the most sense, really. In that sense, is making sure things are properly written out and whatnot, because it is important to have a good rotation on your crops and whatnot. You don't want to grow the same crop too many times in the same field. I know there's lots of people who have done it before and have grown the same thing for years, but that does lead to some problems in terms of resistance to specific herbicides and insecticides if people use those and whatnot. So basically, in order to keep yourself ahead of the game, it's good to do a good rotation, like a rotation in the sense of rotating crops and whatnot. So not just always having the same crops. So I don't know. If I were a farmer, I'd probably do soybeans, wheat, and hay, I think, something like that. Actually, it'd be soybeans. Soybeans is good. Corn, you need a different header for, so wouldn't be a bit more difficult. So corn, wheat, and oats isn't worth it in real life. What else? Spring wheat, no. Winter wheat, no. Canola, no. Yeah, I guess canola is actually worth it some years, not every year though. Canola is kind of funny because it really depends on your yield. If you get a good yield, it's not so bad, but if you get a bad yield, like due to weather and whatnot, because canola is a little bit more finicky than some other things. Like soybeans, to the best of my knowledge, tend to be a bit more of a hardy plant. It can take a bit more in comparison to let's say a canola, for example, like I said. So alright, so let's back this up here, and I'm just going to accelerate time for a couple hours. Yeah, there's a great demand for barley. Great. And mixing hay silo. Oh, we can deal with that. Alright, so let's see where we end up here. We're at 330. We're going to hit 340. Oh, maybe we won't actually. No, 338. So not as much as I thought we were going to get. So maybe it does decrease in price. It's kind of hard to say actually, because it doesn't say the specific price anywhere, so if it did, then perhaps that would be helpful, but alas, it doesn't. Alright, so he is going to fill up again. I think he will have should have their full load, and he can just drop that off. So I'm just going to wait till he fills up, because if I set him on to stop at the last point or the next trigger, he will... Let's just stop here, I think. No, maybe not. Maybe not. Alright, so this guy's ready to go. So let's just fast forward time now to the next day. So we should go 2 days, I think it would be. So here is day 1. And go to day 2. I know 2 days is what it takes to fully grow your fields, and when it's in the day. Because my problem is I run into is Dutes is on sale. Great. Great demand station for wheat. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. I know Dutes. I know the fields need to be... if I fast forward it, usually it's done by the next day, but the problem is... but the problem I run into a lot of the time is the fact that it's usually at night. Do we want the straw? I think we're okay with straw, actually. But let's check anyways. Let's get it anyways. Who knows? Alright, so is this guy the one that's hooked up? Yes, he is. Good. Alright, so let's set this guy up to unload field 38. 38. Am I blind? Fill. No. Just wasn't going far enough down the list. Perfect. There we go. Let's set him up. To the Lexion. Let's set them up to manually select. You can set it up automatically, but I find manually works a bit better. Just because it actually finds a combine, whether it's in the field or out of the field. So that's the nice thing about it, at least. And you're on your way back, I suppose. Yes, you're almost back. Good, so we got that going on. So that's going to be a nice load of wheat. Let's just see, potatoes are coming up, and barley's coming up again. And I have no idea what that other one says. It says garden center something. So if it's at the garden center, it's probably nothing worth doing. But barley at the Gaststedt, maybe, or something. That's coming up in 5 days. We can definitely take advantage of that one, because I know where that place is. Jeez. But I don't know where the other one is. Oh well. And if you noticed, actually, our cows did give us a good little chunk of change there. Our cows gave us an extra we left that 338, so that was an extra 8,000, I think it was then. Pretty close. So the cows do give us money, but it's not a crazy amount of money. It's a trickle every single day, which is nice because then it pays for. So if you look at our expenses, we're positive every single day. So this is a day I didn't do anything, and we're positive because of the animals and whatnot. So that's helpful. I could start running chickens, but the chicken coop's way down, not close to my farm. All right, T800, you're here. Excellent. All right. All the animals seem like they're good. Excellent. So we don't have any silage left, do we? I don't think so. So I guess we need to do some more silage. How are we going to do this? I think what we'll do actually is let's sell some pigs. They're not on great demand or anything. Let's check the price of pigs quickly. Because pigs always... oh, why did I do that? Slowly. There we go. 310. That's not too bad. Because we have 250 pigs at our main area here. And that's 2 loads, so that's going to give us another nice little chunk of change. The other nice thing about fast forwarding time, 2 days every single time, is that you do get quite a few pigs. Like, if you look at the number of pigs we got at the other farm in comparison to this one, it's like 50 pigs is what we topped out at so far. But here, we're at 250 in the space of 2 days. So that just gives you an idea of how many pigs you make, or well, how many pigs are, I don't know, created, I guess you could say. So I think it was Mason Owens gave me the little push saying you should make sure your pigs are at 100%. So thank you once again. That was a good suggestion because they really do. This particular farm really you do benefit quite a bit from selling your pigs. So even from this, we'll make about 30 grand per load. So, but I don't think any other pig places have this kind of cool system of loading up pigs. So I don't know. I think it's one of the cooler systems around in terms of picking up pigs. Good. So again, this is the situation where it'd be nice to have another tractor, but I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get the other field first and then worry about tractors, because then I think we could have 3 different fields, do it with 3 different tractors doing 3 different things. So that is, I think, the idea, or the eventual idea at least. So, and there are times where I think we could use another semi. Like There aren't too many cheap ones though. I guess that's not technically true. There are a couple. Like there's the Bullnose Kenworth, and I think on this map that this truck probably would be bad just because it would bounce around a lot. So my other option would be something like the Crass, which I know reacts well to ups and downs and roundabouts and whatnot. The only thing with this is that it doesn't work well with big trailers. So if you don't have any, it should be fine with the AgroLiner, and it should be fine with the pig trailer as well. I think the only one that wouldn't work probably well with is the water trailer, I think, just because it is a big heavy thing. Alright, so doing the first pig run here. Just hop in the cab. I do like this truck. I don't know why I like it so much, but every time I get into it and every time I look at it from the outside, I'm like, yeah, that's a pretty sweet looking truck. I don't know. It looks pretty sweet. Got some good chrome on it too, and it handles on the road fairly well. I can't say it's the best handling truck I've ever had. The Kraus definitely beats this one hands down, but I like this one better. I just like the North American feel to it. There actually are a couple other trucks that do play nice. Where are they here? Down the bottom. There is also